Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Chess Comedy Books 28. I'm James Pratt. Before we get cracking, I just wanted to say a few thank yous to a few people. Samuel H. Cilocilo, Richard F.J. Meulders, Mick Riding, Adam Raoof, well, I know Adam Raoof very well, Nikos, Kogkers, Kevin Winter, Gary Kenworthy, Ting, Galo, Martin Cowley. Martin, I haven't heard from you for ages. That's very pleasant. Eric Van Reem, Gary Lane, Ali Hill, and famous brother of a famous brother, Phil Tozer, and also Cyrus. Thank you all for your support. That's much appreciated. Just a quick visit. I'd like to show you this book. It's called My 120 Selected Correspondence Games, and it's by Senior International Master Mike Reed. And here is a picture, I suppose it is a cartoon, isn't it, of Mike when he was young. Now, one thing I'd like to point out is that Mike Reed is not the Mike Reed who was in EastEnders. Neither was he the Mike Reed, although the Mike Reed who was in EastEnders was in Runaround. Sweetheart, that one. Well, it's not him. Neither is it the veteran DJ who looks like Cliff Richard, who used to look like Cliff Richard, and who is connected with Stellar TV and also Octopus TV, where I have also swum and paddled, Mike Reed. Now, this book I wanted to review, and I got in contact with Correspondence Chess, the magazine, and also the website and the organization. And I'll explain who I was, because understandably they didn't know. And Mike himself found out, well, they probably tipped him off, didn't they, that I'd been sniffing around and was interested. And he was kind enough to send me the book and a little letter. I've still got the letter, I've still got the book. They said to me that the magazine would carry my review, and I went to quite some lengths to write it. Sometimes I'm quite slapdash about the reviews. I just write whatever sort of comes out the end of my pen. But it wasn't the case this time. Mike has printed this himself, and he's obviously put his whole being into it. If you look at this, you can see, rather like my chess parrots, my magazines, that he's done it on a computer, or it's been done on a computer. The notes are fairly deep in places, and though not self-revealing, they are honest. And he gives a little bit of introduction. For example, let's just look through. He mentions about, say, the Lopez, and he says, well, he might play 5 Queen E2, but he doesn't, because it's well answered by B5, 6 Bishop B3, and then Bishop C5, when it will be difficult for White to ever get a pawn advanced to H4 in. In other words, the natural break, really, isn't it, in the center? So he goes for the Worrell attack. Mike has been very generous with annotations, written annotations for his games. And there's examples of this in a number of magazines, and I referred to that in my review, and I went back through that which is exact transcription of what is written, what has been printed here, as opposed to what is written for magazines previously. And I went all the way through, making notes and bringing up various matters. And in the end, I sent the review to Correspondence Chess, who, lo and behold, had, and very understandably, changed editors. The guy that's doing it at the moment may be a custodian, so I must be a little careful what I say. So I contacted him sometime afterwards, because I've been told that the review, even though they had done a review of this book, would appear in the magazine, and also the review would appear online. Well, it didn't appear online, and so far as I can be aware, because they stopped sending it to me, it didn't appear in their magazine anyway, and it wasn't handed over when they went from one editor to the other. So all the way along the line, I didn't do very well out of it. Complaint, complaint, complaint. One more book. Now, have I shown you this before? I think I have. It won't hurt to show it again. Tim Harding lives in Dublin. And this is 64 great chess games. Here is the cream of correspondence chess. High quality play with opening surprises, exciting combinations and delicate endgames. In this book, Senior International Master, the same title as Mike Reed has, see that? Senior International Master Tim Harding presents 64 lively and varied master games played by email or post. Famous grandmasters including, and he gives a list, Timmerman, Berliner, Purdy again, remember my Australian books, Simagin, Steinitz, Keres, Anderson, that's Ulf Anderson, Kasparov and Keres. Well, you're in good company, aren't you? Tim Harding is editor of Chess Mail. Well, he was then. We must come on to discuss Chess Mail in a future chinwag, but for the moment, I will just refer you to his website. You can just Google Tim Harding Ireland Chess and it will come up. The last book he wrote was Steinitz in London. This is written quite some years ago, but I enjoyed it enormously. And it's got 64 games, and the last is between Tim and a very worthy opponent and feared foe, Alan Borwell, and that was played in 2002. So Tim, if you're listening, and you're not, about time you brought out another one, I think. I really like it. It's very detailed, not for the beginner. But if you're 17, 18, 1900 ELO or above, then I think you're going to find a lot to instruct and entertain. Tim knows how to entertain. He's never boorish, or he never goes off on one to the extent that, you know, the reader sort of loses heart, as can happen, or just gets muddled up. As frequently happens to me, I have to say. Thank you very much. This has been Chess Comedy Books number 28. I'm James Pratt, and you're not.